and a half, 3, right in that area. Offense stays put. No field goal try coming here. They want to try to sniff the end zone here before halftime, if possible. And they're going to talk about it. Timeout Brook Central. They burned their second timeout. 1 remaining here in the first half of football.
It appears we handed out a few extra field passes this evening. Let's give a big, warm round of applause for TJ Tarek and JJ Watt.
So 4th down and a couple, Dan.
Yeah, as we talked in the open, plays are at a premium. Series are going to be at a premium. This obviously is a huge play for both of these teams. Pewaukee makes a stop here. They go into halftime with a little bit of momentum. BC would like to convert here to at least come away with a field goal try.
That's Joel Nellis, the head coach, his 5th season here at Brook Central. Was an assistant coach for 7 years under Jed Kennedy, who used to be here, who's down south now having success. All right, 4th down and a long 2 for the Lancers. They talk it over. What do? Seymour pulls it in. And big, strong kid.
He got it.
On the 2nd and 3rd effort,
yes.
He got it, Dan.
Yep.
And he needed all of it. That big frame coming into play here to move the chains to get the first on. 6'3", 200 as a sophomore.
Yeah, we had number 7 on number 7 that time. And the one with the blue jersey won that one.
2 minutes to go before the halftime gun. You saw the Watt brothers there during the timeout. They were acknowledged here by the Brookfield Central fans. Shouting in plays from the sideline here. And now the officials start it. 1st and 10, Brook Central. Seymour tosses. Gathered in there, but not much running room after for Jacob Alexander. No, check that. That's LaRoche.
Yeah, Bilal LaRoche, right.
Got a couple, but clock continues to roll here.
Yeah, trying to get the ball out in space to your athletes, but Pewaukee was right there.
Yeah.
Cooper Lakari.
First man through slowed him down. Lakari brought him down. Remember, only 1 timeout left for Brook Central. Trying to preserve it here on 2nd down and 8. Seymour, toss it to the left. And Wellsmith tried to turn him, muscle his way past the defense. No go.
Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
Closer to the first down, though, Dan, so 3rd and 1.
Mateo Baldwin Alvarado made a nice open field tackle.
Third and 2. Clock rolling here. 30 seconds to go. Again, 1 timeout left. Seymour keeps it. And he's wrapped up. See where they mark it. They'll say he leaned his way to get the first down. That'll stop the clock. So Lancers get a chance here to regroup, and now they have to call their 3rd and final timeout. But you're going to get a couple shots here at the end zone, Dan, with 21 seconds left. So, do you have to throw? Can you run here with 21 left and no timeouts?
I don't think so. No, I think they could take 1 or 2 shots. If they take 1 shot, we may see them. If it's incomplete, we may see them try a field goal.
So again, your game reset. You've got 1st and goal. No, I take that back.
Yeah, it's second, right?
First, they got the first down.
Oh, okay. I saw the 2nd and 8, but yeah, first and goal. So
first and goal.
Yeah, they can take 2. They could take up to 3 shots if they got it off quick, like a quick slant, a quick out.
Yeah, if you run,
then
that's danger zone right there.
Yeah.
That can you scramble back and spike it? Yes, but
we got a clock issue, right? Oh no, it's back now. 21. Okay.
So 21 seconds to go. First and goal for Brooks Central. No timeouts remaining. Seymour throws. He'll just throw it away. He had pressure coming from all sides, Dan.
Yep.
And again, you don't have the option to dump it off because if you're tackled inbounds, clock rolls half over.
No, good pressure coming. You can see Cooper Licari right in his face.
Again, face-to-face with Clay Iverson. And a pat on the helmet. Back out there on 2nd down and goal. 15 ticks left. If you continue to throw, then you can take this all the way through and then maybe kick a field goal. Seymour will try again to the end zone. Nope, throw it away. Nobody home, incomplete. 3rd and goal for the Lancers. 11 seconds to go.
No, great pressure again by Pewaukee. Great pressure, great coverage.
So now one more shot at the end zone. It's got to be end zone or bust because if you're short,
and it's over.
It's over. It's triple zeros. So it's end zone or bust. And if you don't make it, then perhaps the field goal try for the Lancers. But they'll give it another shot here on 3rd and goal. Seymour fires, incomplete, might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. It just came out funny.
Yeah, here comes the field goal attempt.
We've already seen the 35-yarder by the Lancers. And another try here by Capri's, this time from the 15, so a 25-yarder to double the lead. Low. As good as the first field goal was, this snap was better.
Yeah.
But the kick was low.
Yeah, and great pressure again. Pewaukee's D-line doing a great job getting in there.
So just 5 seconds to go. Take another look.
Yeah.
Snap.
Well, a little bobble.
A little bobble. But Capri's he tried to hammer it through. And Pewaukee watches the Lancers march all the way downfield on their defense, convert on 4th down, but have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, that's, like I said, that's a momentum builder for Pewaukee going into halftime.
Lancers will get the football to start the second half. Probably see a knee right here by Doberstein. That is the case. And that is the end of the first half of the Thursday Night Throwdown. Hey, some technical difficulties. We understand. We apologize. Mother Nature wasn't cooperating.
Yeah.
We started this one late. Nevertheless, it's halftime, and the Lancers lead the Pirates at the half. 3-0 our score. Stick around. Our halftime activities coming your way next on WSN. Reese on 2nd and 1. Going for 6. He's got it.
Whoa.
Touchdown. Sawyer Torp.
Have a night.
Second. Oh, he's having a night, Dan. His second TD catch of the night.
What a great game we had last week between Bayport and Middleton. And then it came down to the wire. A great matchup right there. Travis Wilson helped put that matchup together, as well as all of them. The general manager of WSN. And week 1 had some little surprises there.
It certainly did. It was a great week 1 around the state of Wisconsin. Definitely much better than last year. Folks remember last year in week 1, we had some weather impacts, especially in the northern part of the state. Games that had to get canceled, weather shortened. So it was good to get off to a good start in week 1. Great games around the state. We had some really close, big games. And we had 3 defending state champions go down. Not something that you see every day. In Division III, Monroe, last year's Division III state champion, went undefeated. They're 0-1 to start the year. They lost to Beaver Dam, who got their star running back back. Gabe Klatt had over 1,800 yards as a sophomore, missed all of last season with injury, opened 2023 in a big way, a couple touchdowns, 25-20. Beaver Dam gets the road win over Monroe. Down in Division 5, Aquinas won the last 2 state championships in D5. They opened with a loss to Prairie du Chien, a close game, 16-12. And how about maybe the biggest surprise of the week, especially in terms of the score? Last year's state champion Regis, they opened up with Prescott. Prescott took them for a pretty good ride. 26-0. Prescott shut out Regis. Really impressive win for Prescott. Tough loss for Regis to open the year. So 3 state champions go down amongst other interesting results in week 1.
It seems like things will evolve maybe more quickly, like teams that you always assume are going to be good.
To some extent. I mean, a lot of times it's still, the same old teams at the top. If you look at the first coaches poll that came out this week, it's a lot of the same names at the top. Kimberly's number 1 in Division 1. Waunakee's highly ranked. St. Mary Springs is up there. Catholic Memorial is up there. It's a lot of the same kind of teams. And then there's other teams that do pop up here and there. I mean, Monroe last year is a good example of that. They had a great tradition in the 80s and 90s and kind of fell off a little bit over time and really obviously came back into form last year. So we see some ebbs and flows, and that is the nature of high school sports as you have young kids that are going through your program. But ultimately, a lot of times it's those blue bloods, the Kimberleys and the Waunakees and the Catholic Memorials of the world that are going to end up on top. But we also, early in the season especially, and I think we talked about this last week, you get matchups that you don't usually see in these non-conference games that are very difficult games. I mean, even, Aquinas losing, it was a close game. Onalaska, who was our preseason number 1 in Division III, they lost in a great overtime game to West Salem. A lot of times you get tough games out of the gate. And so it's not like you're in conference play where you're rolling over that last place team in conference. Teams go out and challenge themselves, and you see teams every year that, come out and get a loss in a tough game in non-conference. They rebound, they go back and win a conference title, make a deep playoff run. So certainly any of the teams that lost this week, including the 3 defending state champions, it is not an indictment on what the season can be for them. But there obviously are some things that they've got to get fixed, got to get straightened out. Some guys they've got to work into the mix that are in new spots and new roles in order to be successful the rest of the way.
We're looking at some of the first week performances. Obviously, heading up to Freedom, you may see some wild things out of Freedom High with, a debuting quarterback lighting it up. And then that had to make the receiving core awfully happy, some of those guys, when they spread the wealth, but also had some monster weeks at that school.
Yeah, a couple big-time passing performances at the top of the leaderboard from first-year starters. At Freedom, as you said, Drew Courts, a junior, first time he got a varsity start, 430 yards passing, 7 touchdowns. He also had 60 rushing yards, so almost 500 total yards of offense for Drew Courts. Another Drew at Sun Prairie East, Drew Kavanaugh, first time starting for him, replacing Jerry Kaminsky, who was a 3-year starter previously. Drew Kavanaugh comes in, a nice win over Monona Grove, 352 yards, 6 touchdowns, first career varsity start. So some kids that really stepped into a new role, really embraced it, and put up big numbers. And how about the number 1 rusher on the leaderboard this week? That was Grant Dean up at Neenah, junior running back. They got an impressive win over De Pere. He had 282 yards, 5 touchdowns. Oh, by the way, he also returned a kick, 88 yards for a touchdown, and had tackles on defense. So an impressive showing for him. By the way, you can check out all of those statewide leaders each week at WisSports.net in our props. And you can check out the overall season leaders as well. Go to football and then find the stats page on WSN.
It's remarkable how quickly you're able to get all this stuff together. And it also kind of draws the community to, they're like waiting to see just how quickly you're going to get their star player up there.
Well, people want to see information as soon as possible. They ideally want to go to WisSports.net immediately after the game and see everything that's in there. It takes a little while, though, for information to come in, for information to get entered, for coaches to even do stats. Not all coaches do live stats during the game. Some of them do it via film, the day or two after the game, and put it together and then get information entered. So the sooner that we have information entered, the better, certainly, because again, people are coming to our site to expect to find that. And that is one of the ways that we have become successful over the years. Now in over 21 years running WSN. This is my 16th football season as part of the crew here at WSN. But we put all this information in one spot. Previously, you could find some box scores in your local area, in your local newspaper. But if you really wanted to find statewide information, if you wanted to find statewide leaders, if you wanted to find it all in one spot, it really wasn't available. And that's what WisSports.net did and does to this day, is put all that information in one spot, and people can find all that information. Whether you're looking for coaches polls, which came out this week for the first time, statewide leaders for all kinds of different categories, results, schedules, you name it, rosters, you can find it at WisSports.net. It really should be a daily destination for high school sports fans.
And what games are you going to be really tracking on WisSports.net? Obviously, you're going to get them all, but there's some matchups that are very tasty going into week 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've talked about a couple of these already. And again, Prairie du Chien knocked off Aquinas in week 1. They've got another tough game right here in week 2 as they take on Darlington. That's a road game at Darlington. Darlington was impressive last week. They are always a tough out. Sun Prairie East. Last year they played McGuanago in week 2, and it didn't go so well for Sun Prairie East as Winstang had 470 rushing yards last year, as McGuanago got a 55-45 victory. They meet up again this year, and Sun Prairie East looking for a hopefully different outcome for the Cardinals. One of the state's great rivalries in general, but especially one of the great small school rivalries, maybe the best small school rivalry in the state. Edgar and Stratford, for many years, they battled for control of the Merriwood Conference. Now they're in different conferences, but to everybody's credit and to everybody's joy, they continue this non-conference matchup. Last year, Edgar won 14-0, although Stratford did rebound to go on to win a Division VI state title. Amherst and Two Rivers is a very good non-conference game opening up. Kaukauna and West Lapeer. Just a really nice group of games as well this week in week 2. Of course, we've got this one right now, Pewaukee and Brookfield Central, a couple top 5 teams in the latest coaches poll. So again, love seeing these non-conference matchups early in the season where teams can pick and choose who they play, challenge themselves, and really put together some outstanding matchups around the state.
As we do these games, one of the things that's nice is we're able to focus on the kind of the different stories that make each team special. There's always, this team is good, but we can find something that's interesting about something they do community service-wise. Last week with Middleton, Bryce Falk has this huge week. As I'm talking to his dad about something completely unrelated, we found out, I just got back from being deployed in Africa. I missed the end of his season last year. I didn't know I'd be able to make it back. And then he gets back to town and then sees his son score 4 touchdowns. When you find those stories that are beyond just the stats, what's that mean to you?
Well, that's a great part about it. And you're right. There's a story with every kid. And being a coach over the years in youth and now helping out at the high school here in Reedsburg as a JV coach, that's one of the great parts of what we get to do. And that's one of the great parts that coaches around the state do this for, is to be able to work with the kids, to be able to help those kids, whether the most talented kid on your team or a kid that's just out there that has some challenges that maybe is new to the game, whatever it might be. They have a part in the team and they have a story to tell. And there's stories like that all over at every high school. We love being able to tell those stories and love it when people share those stories with us. And that's one of the great parts about the Thursday Night Throwdown as well, is that you get a chance to be down there and and connect with the schools and share the great things going on in schools around the state of Wisconsin. So really a fun part of what we get to do is tell those stories and provide a spotlight on student athletes in schools around the state. Our great partners at the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin have been a big help in allowing us to tell those stories. The Dairy Farmer Athlete of the Week that we have done in the past and that we'll start very soon for the new year really allows us to tell that story of dairy farmers and student athletes that are involved in dairy production or a family farm or working on a farm. That's been a really fun thing that we've gotten to do over the last year, is tell that story. Myself coming from a farming community, farming in my family's background, and just being able to make that connection of, the kids that are working on the farm, that are involved in dairy farming and still successful on the field, still successful in the classroom. That's been a really cool part of what we've been able to do. And certainly a big thank you to the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin for allowing us to continue to help to tell those stories.
We got the second half coming up, but absolutely thanks so much, Travis, and appreciate it. And I know you'll find the best performances and the best games. Thanks.
All right. Sounds good.
I think when anybody comes onto our farm, they see how family-oriented we are. Having the 3 generations all at one dinner table, it's just a really fun time to spend as a family. I would love to see them someday taking over the farm as well. That's a farmer's ultimate dream, to see it pass on to the hands of the next generation.
Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin cheese and dairy.
All right, let's go, baby. Mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. Nobody ever drowned in sweat. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, I'm pleasantly impressed by that.
Back here in Brookfield Central High School, and a Week 2 throwdown matchup between the Lancers and the Pewaukee Pirates. It's halftime. Second half stretching is underway, as you can see. Before we kick off the second half and check out highlights, John Pearson with a special guest.
Oh, yeah, the former Pewaukee tight end. I don't know if he did much with his career after that, but J.J. Watt's out here. It's the kind of game where they show they still can play some defense at Pewaukee, and the newly retired player here. Talk a little bit about where you're at right now, and also being able to get home with your brothers. I think it was a nice surprise for a lot of people that the 3 of you are out here.
Yeah, TJ's not here. TJ just, he had a sack in Atlanta tonight, but we just wanted to come out here and see the game. I mean, Coach Iverson is the offensive coordinator at BC, and obviously Pirates are our history, so a lot of ties to this game for us, and we're just happy to be out here supporting. And normally this time of year I can't get out to too many high school football games, so it's nice to be able to enjoy it now.
To launch this new career of yours here, are your brothers going to be a little nervous about letting you break news if Derek makes a move somewhere or anything like that? Are they watching what they say a little bit?
No, they're more worried about me talking trash on them than they are about me breaking any news for them. So we're having some fun, we're enjoying some time, and just I'm really enjoying a lot of family time.
And finally, it's these 2 teams get together. It's old school style. We might put the game in black and white in the second half, but I can tell you're like itching to see some action out there. Just kind of sum up our first half. This is maybe it's your debut as an analyst here.
It is funny. I was in Texas for 10 years, and I've been in Arizona for the last 2. And high school football is a little different. There's a lot more run and gun, a lot more 7-on-7 style football. And come back here, it's very much ground and pound, very much old school wing tee. So not a lot of points going to be put up. I don't know. This one might end 6-3 or something like that, but I hope it ends up in the Pirates' favor.
You think anybody's going to try and call to see if you've got the itch about week 6 of this year, or have you locked it down on everybody? Don't call.
They can all call as much as they want. I'm done. I'm enjoying my time.
All right, that is what's up tonight. Thank you so much. You had to come all the way across the field for me, so I appreciate it. We got Watts in the building, and hopefully a little more action in the second half, guys.
Yeah, thank you, John, and thank you, JJ, for stopping by and chatting with us. Yeah, big shot on CBS Sports. Can be part of the football package there, but you can tell, Dan, that he truly He did a lot of damage in his NFL career, in his college career before that, and his high school career at Pewaukee. But you can tell he's enjoying the next phase of life.
Oh,
isn't
yeah, yeah. He hit the wall, and he's ready to move on, and he's such a sharp guy. He's going to be good. Actually, he's going to be great at whatever he does post-football.
All right, first half highlights. We can show you the field goal, and that would be it. No, there were highlights, Dan, defensive highlights,
Defense.
plenty of those.
Yeah. Boy, you hit the nail on the head there.
Just tough sledding for everybody. Now, both teams moved the football, but then there were times in this game when the defense stood up and made big plays to say that's enough of you moving the football.
Yeah, and both teams rose to the challenge, especially in the red zone.
Here's that field goal even with the hitch from 35 yards out. It was good in the second quarter, early in the second quarter, and then more defense, Dan.
Yeah. Again, the value of a tall secondary player. We get the pick out there.
And that's where we stand. 3-0 our score on that Brook Central field goal early in the second quarter. And again, this is a recording. We understand that. But both coaches, you and I talked to Coach Nellis, Coach Frisky.
Yeah.
It was like talking to the same person because they both said the same things about possessions are going to be key. When you get in the red zone, both coaches echoed that as well. When you get close, you have to have points. Last year in this football game, Pewaukee stubbed their toe a couple times in the red zone and got nothing when it was all said and done. So it's vital when you do move the football in this football game that you produce points. Right now, the defenses, they rule.
Yeah, and it's ratcheted up now for the second half because they both realize touches are going to be at a premium. Series are going to be at a premium.
Brook Central will get the football to start the second half of this contest. Conference play begins for both squads next week in Week 3. West Dallas Central will be here to face Brook Central. Pewaukee in the Parkland Conference will travel to Tosa to face the Red Raiders of Wauwatosa East.
Yeah, with their new head coach, Tom Swiddle.
Oh, my gosh.
Their new old head coach.
Oh, my gosh, yes. The veteran coach, round to 2.0 at Tosa East for Tom Swiddle.
Yep.
Turned into a comfortable night. Again, we're only starting the second half here, closing in on 9 p.m. because we had a weather delay, so about 45 minutes from the scheduled kickoff. Teams waited out the lightning and the storms that passed through, and nothing since, which has been great news. And even better news is that all the heat we had earlier in the day, that's gone. The breeze has actually kicked up here in Brookfield.
Yeah, it's beautiful right now.
Justin Frisky mentioned his 12th year as the head coach at Pewaukee. I asked him, how do you assess a dozen years, not going on a dozen years at Pewaukee? And pleased, obviously, 2 years ago, a state championship. And he said, selfishly, I guess I would just like our teams to have deeper playoff runs.
Yep.
You know, there were a couple times, Dan, where they had the chance and they eventually lost to eventual state champions.
Yeah, that happened a lot.
And that's where Frisky wants to see progress with his teams going forward. Can we make deep enough playoff runs, get to level 3 and 4 on a consistent basis?
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about his history. How many coaches do you know that coached in Japan?
Just one. That would
One.
be Justin Frisky, yeah.
For 2 years.
All right, second half. Jack Kaiser will boot the football for Pewaukee. Bobby King, Nick Foster are deep for the Lancers. And both coaches also said this, Dan, about this football game. When possessions are limited, when it's defensive-minded, low-scoring, mistakes will determine a winner as well. So, take care of the pigskin, gentlemen. This one fielded at the 5-yard line. Gavin Sell Found a crease. Little contact early, and Sell just kept motoring on the left side to get some extra yardage. So the Lancers in good shape here to start the second half. 35-yard line. And again, A.J. Seymour, the sophomore quarterback. Wait a second. Mason Medved.
Oh, yeah.
The quarterback.
Yeah, the senior.
Medved starting the second half at QB here. And a big scrum there and a big pile up and nothing doing. He did get the handoff into the belly of Lorcher.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier, Bob, that it was a tough battle in camp that A.J. Seymour won the position. So we'll have to see going forward, if this is just a personnel move or if there's an injury involved.
Yeah, Seymour's on the sidelines. Seven's on the sidelines and helmet's on, and maybe just a change of pace here going with Medved here. Second down and 10. And Medved keeps it. Good decision there. Boy, Lorcher got popped because Pewaukee thought he had the football and they thought they had a loss. There's Seymour.
Yeah.
AJ looks like everything is A-okay.
Yep.
Getting some pants there saying hang in there. And maybe Joel Nellis, Clay Iverson just playing a hunch here, going with the senior in the second half. Third down and 3 for the Lancers. And this time, well, Medved still had it. Lorcher again. They tackled him in the backfield. And then Medved got tackled the second time. He had the football. No gain, brings up fourth down.
No, you can see here it's a triple option. Okay, gives a ride. Not there. I'm going to pull it. Not there. And there's no room to pitch it.
I think Lorcher had it. I think Medved pulled it back.
He pulled it back.
Out of his belly.
Yeah.
But there was nothing doing.
No.
Either way, either carry. Got a punt here, and here's Seymour in to punt. Seltzer back deep. And he'll skid on the ground and just cover it up shy of the 30-yard line. Pewaukee football here for the first time in the second half, trailing by 3. And again, Owen Doberstein, junior quarterback, 2-year starter, had a solid sophomore season. He's a super competitive kid, Dan, and it's a great attribute. And Justin Frisky says it's also his biggest enemy. He wants to be perfect on every play.
Yeah, it's really, that's one of those double-edged swords.
On the give, Borkman trying to get him lathered up. Borkman goes off the left side.
Yeah, hard-earned 3 or 4 yards there.
Borkman rushed 4 times for 71 yards and a touchdown a week ago in their Week 1 win. Gain of 4, second down and 6. So we've seen Borkman, Farah, Jackson Service, Seltzer getting some carries. Haven't thrown to the receivers tonight. The only throws have been to the backs coming out of the backfield for Pewaukee.
Right.
Second and 6. There's Borkman again. Left side again. Gonna keep going to the well, hoping they can just keep chewing up yards if they find some creases on that left side. Third and about 3 coming up.
Again, you can see the 2 guards pulling out there, Boer and Martinez. You know, that again, that's the key to that offense.
Martinez, the senior, Buer, the senior as well. The center is Kaiser. We've talked about Egan Porter, another senior. The only sophomore is Tucker Thieneman in the mix there, but a lot of new faces and a lot of responsibility on this offensive line for the Pirates. 3rd and 3. to convert here. And gonna be shy.
Yeah.
Jackson Service, the fullback, tried to barrel his way, but he's met the line of scrimmage, and then the lean wasn't enough, Dan.
No, and you see Elijah Peters here just stepping up and holding him back. And again, Aaron Merrick coming up from his linebacker spot. They got it.
They got it. Upon further review,
Whoa.
everyone was getting all excited, and then the officials turned to the chain gang and said, no, guys, move it.
Yeah, you know, and what you said about that old line, Bob, you know, Coach Frisky says, you know, they have to deal with collective execution.
Fresh set of downs for the Pirates.
Oh.
Borkman. Give him credit. Give 11 credit there, Dan. He got popped, and then he just bounced and kept going.
Merrick right there, and he pops him. He just spins out. You'll see it right here. Merrick, perfect position. Right here, hit him in the hole, boom. Gets off of that, picks up about 6 yards.
Yeah. Oh, pinball action by number 11, Borkman. Could have easily just gone down after that initial contact, but didn't, to the 44-yard line. 2nd and 4. Doberstein. Quick give. Farah. First down and more.
Oh.
Into Brook Central territory. Dawson Farah. So now you've got this Lancer defense playing the guessing game. Who's getting the football?
Yeah, well, look here. You want to talk about collective execution. That's it. When that line gets out, those guards get out there, and the other guys pin the open gaps, you get plays like this.
1st and 10 from the 43 of the Lancers. Oh, bobble on the handoff there. But a quick cover-up and gain of a couple for Service. Jackson making sure that we talked about mistakes. It would be crucial.
Watch here. This could have been a disaster.
Yeah. Found the handle quickly.
Man, I don't know how he got a hold of the ball.
And got a yard, but crucial that they hang on to the football. 2nd down and 9. Justin Frisky. Interested observer as Borkman gets the carry again. Borkman bouncing. Borkman still on his feet. Inside the 20. Nick Borkman, a burst. And again, Dan, they're going off that left side time and time again.
The left side. And that's exactly where they've been having the success. You see the belly sweep to the left. Guys are doing a great job blocking downfield, staying on their people.
Nice stiff arm by Borkman. Man, he has shown an ability here to just continue to run through the contact.
Yeah, and receivers stalk blocking downfield. Luke Halpert had a great block on that play.
From the 17-yard line, 1st and 10 Pewaukee. They're in the red zone. And there's the big fullback. Straight ahead run by Service. This is what Justin Frisky talked about. They had opportunities a year ago in Pewaukee against Brook Central. Couldn't cash in. Got shut out. Here you are again, knocking on the door. They got to have points.
Yeah, and Service, 6'3", 200-pound junior. Got a great frame on him. Hard runner.
Ball's at the 14, 2nd down and 7.
Oh.
Ball was on the turf. Doberstein, though.
Yep.
Stayed with it.
Didn't
panic, Dan.
No. Did a great job. No panic. Didn't try to make something out of nothing. You see right here, drops the ball. Number 1, get it back and just wrap up and get what you can.
That's what his coach is talking about. Don't dwell on that. Just, eat the football, live to make another play here, and that's what they'll do here on third down. Frisky got the play into his junior QB. Now, they need the 9-yard line to pick up a first down.
Yeah, had a lot of success with that belly sweep to the left. We'll see if they come back to it.
Oberstein.
Oh, inside handoff.
Touchdown. Touchdown, Pirates. Twisting and turning in the blender. Owen Doberstein hands it off to Nick Borkman, who streams his way in for 6.
Boy, great execution, that inside handoff. A lot of times you'll see the tackle pulling back to the right here. Exactly what he did. Tackle pulls back, kicks out, walks in the end zone.
Jack Kaiser for the PAT. Oh. Going to try to get 2, and they'll get it. The holder was Dawson Farah. And that was a design play all the way.
Absolutely.
So bonus points for Pewaukee, who makes it 8-3 here in the third quarter. Little cleverness on the PAT attempt, and you get 2 instead of 1. So that'll make Pewaukee and their head coach extremely happy. They've got the lead. They cashed in this time and even got 2 instead of 1. Nifty play there.
Nifty play, yeah. It's one of those deals where it's if you're looking at the book, okay, do we go for one? It really doesn't give you a scoring advantage, but it's one of those situations where it allows you to work on your 2-point conversion plays.
Yeah, it's a good time to do it, right?
Yeah, it's a great time to do it.
And again, good film study and good execution in practice. They said, let's try that play right here. Deep, waiting for the kickoff. Bobby King. Foster as well. King at the 1. Bobby navigating. Finds a hole. King down the sideline. Kaiser, the kicker, gets him at midfield. Otherwise, Bobby King was gone for 6. I love the patience on the kick return here, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see right here, great blocking by the kick return team. And as you said, look at the patience. And then when you see the seam, then you go.
Kaiser got him. Ashton Weber from the backside, and 25 huffing and puffing there. Mission accomplished. 1st and 10 at the 48 of Pewaukee. Medved stays in at QB. And the toss incomplete. That may have hit some of the offensive linemen.
It did.
Yeah, there was a lot of traffic in front of Medved.
You know, and again, there's where you have your size difference between Seymour and Medved.
No,
it either just came out of his hand funny.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, you saw Mason look down at the hand like, what happened there?
Hand, don't fail me now.
It did. 2nd down and 10 at the 48. Medved the toss to Foster. Right side, acceleration to the 42. Going to need about 3 on 3rd down. Foster's really had a nice burst out of the backfield tonight, Dan.
Absolutely. He does have that. But again, look those guys get over there. You know, Rumor and Service, they just fly to the ball. And Chase Lewis.
Actually marked him a couple yards shy, so it's 3rd down and 5. See the ball at the 43. Toss it. Forney navigating. 1st down and more. The cutback, Forney, 15-10, tripped up. Luke Halpert got him, otherwise he was sniffing the end zone. What a great job of navigating through the D by number 5.
Yeah, Chakine Forney is just so smooth. What a great athlete. Again, runs with patience, finds the areas, knows when to cut, knows when to turn it on, protects the ball, puts it in the right arm. Great job.
And the Lancers looking for the answer, looking to regain the lead here in the third quarter. First and goal on the toss, Foster. And this time, nowhere to go. Halpert. Johnny on the spot is Luke.
Great job. You know, you're bringing your corners. I mean, Mike Lecker does a great job at D coordinator, knows when to fire different bullets.
He's been doing it for over 50 years.
Yeah.
He should have this down, right?
I think he's got it down.
No gain in the play. Second and goal from the 10. Medved's got it. Medved's got the touchdown. Whoa. Great fake, great finish by the senior. And Brook Central regains the lead, Dan.
Yeah, great job by the guys up front, too. Getting a hat on a hat. All the big guys up front did a great job. And it all starts with Patrick Pewaukee, their center. I mean, he's playing the most physically demanding position at center.
And now Brook Central's going to try to counter and go for two because convert here and you go up 3. Don't convert and and Brook Central, they want to talk about it here. Burn their first timeout of the second half. One more look at the senior Medved. Held it, pulled it back in, and then read where that hole was on the left side, Dan.
Yeah, good job by those guys up front again. Kyle Robinson plays a lot on defense, did a great job on that play on offense.
So again, good call here because Pewaukee converted the two-pointer. If you just went for the run-of-the-mill PAT, that only puts you up 2.
Yeah, it doesn't do you any good.
So this is the time to go for the 2 yourself here. Try to give yourself that 3-point advantage once again.
Yep.
So Clay Iverson going to go down to his play card and draw something up here. Try to make this an 11-8 score. So we only had a field goal in the first half of this football game. 2 touchdowns now in the second half. Medved. Lorcher behind him. Gonna throw. Man open and shy, I believe. Yes, Forney did not get in. Great job by Pewaukee.
No kidding.
That looked like an easy pick-in to walk into the end zone, but the D closed quickly.
Yeah, they flew to the ball. Let's see who got there.
Yeah, turn. It was Farah who slowed him down,
and
Dan.
Service.
And then Service finished him off. So, scoreboard stays 9-8. Lancers in front by 1 here. Late stages of the third period. Another low-scoring football game, another smash-mouth football game that both coaches, both teams, everyone knew this is how this was going to go.
Yeah.
And it is following the script. Now the Lancers will boot the football and reiterate again that possessions are key. They're golden. Now we're winding down into the fourth quarter here soon, Dan, and so you may only get the football once or twice the rest of this football game.
Right.
So it better be extra valued the rest of the way. Borkman is deep along with Farah. And Capriz will boot it into the breeze. A bouncing ball on the carpeting, fielded by Farah. He just fouled the line.
Yeah, he did.
You know, he kind of ducked in around
Yeah.
all the bodies and then gets a nice return out to about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, great starting field position for the Pirates.
So Pewaukee down by a point now. Justin Frisky huddling up his offense, trying to have another impressive drive like they did on the last possession, where they cashed in for 6+2. 44-yard line is where this drive will start. Doberstein, the trigger man. On the give, it's Borkman. Ball came out. It looked like at the end.
I think he shot out. That was Borkman that shot out.
Came out.
Yeah.
The ball comes out with Borkman attached to it, right?
Yeah. Great job again. Borkman finding the seam. Just shot out of a cannon
out
there.
Of nowhere. He's shown that ability to not go down until the whistle, and the contact has not bothered him. Into Brook Central territory at the 49-yard line of Lancers. 2nd down and 3. Miscue. Central has it, but hold on. Flags fly. If it's against Pewaukee, then Brook Central should get the football.
Unless it's a false start.
Oh, yeah, false start, so the play didn't happen.
Right.
So somebody jumped early for Pewaukee. Play dead. What a break for the Pirates.
That's where the penalty helps you out. Oh, man. Oh.
Boy, are they just maybe 62? Alejandro Martinez. Did they say he flinched early? Farah trying to get some of that yardage back. Not much, maybe a yard. 3rd and long coming up for Pewaukee.
No, Central flew to the ball that time.
Hoffensberger got in there.
Yeah.
That was crucial. Now you force Pewaukee to get out of their comfort zone a little bit here. Doberstein, a good thrower, but they're bread and butter, meat and potatoes, whatever you want to call it. They would prefer to run the football. Going to try to throw it here. Try to. And incomplete. A bullet in traffic thrown to Chase Lewis. First time we've called his name. And it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, Chase Lewis, you'll see right here, really didn't have much of a chance. I mean, it was a bullet by Doberstein.
Lewis,
but he's so well covered.
Yeah. Lewis, one of 3 tight ends in the mix, along with Rumor and Petzold. Got to boot the football here. Kaiser will do it. Foster deep. Field it at 17. Foster, running room. And brought down to the 35-yard line. Good return, Lancers. Bend but don't break. Keep the lead intact here with 9 seconds to go in the 3rd period. And now, advantage team that has the lead, because when you have the lead, you want to wind clock. You want to have long, drawn-out drives that shorten this game. And Mason Medved at the controls here from the 35-yard line. Toss it. Open.
Forney.
Damage done. Sideline wanted a flag for the throwdown, but Forney, what a burst by him.
Yeah, all he had to do was beat one man and get to the edge.
And he did both of those. 43-yard line. Final play of the third period right here. Medved's got it. Medved, look at this run. And that will end the third quarter. Lorcher got popped in the backfield. Problem is, Pewaukee, he didn't have the football. Lancers do have the football, on the move again as we flip sides here in Brookfield. Our score, Brookfield Central 9, Pewaukee 8. You're watching the Thursday Night Throwdown on WSN.
We celebrate the athletes, the buzzer beaters, the record breakers, the wins. Now, it's time to celebrate the people behind it all, the advice givers, the community shapers, the game changers, the life changers. It's time to celebrate our coaches. Join all of us at BSN Sports and show your coach some love by sharing their story with #ThankYouCoach.
Well, we had a lot of action, a lot more action in that third quarter than the entire first half, but it was also kind of a statement about intestinal fortitude. Mason Medved comes in. Yeah, he would have wanted to be the starting quarterback in his senior year, and he could have pouted. He's the sophomore that starts, is bigger, stronger, and probably the goal is to stick with him. But he comes in and is the spark, even scores the touchdown. A lot of times a kid will pout once he's beaten out during his senior year, but I'm pretty sure there's no pouting, and there's a lot of celebrating involving anybody named Medved.
I thought John was going to start rhyming there, do a little Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, I know.
But point well taken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, tough when you're a senior.
Yeah.
And you have a battle in camp. You don't win that battle, but Mason Medved showing patience, and patience paying off here, putting together a terrific second half as the fourth quarter begins on this toss play. And down goes Foster. Again, Jackson's service. He plays both ways, Dan, and he's played hard both ways.
Yeah. A lot of these guys have played hard both ways. He's, again, reading their keys. A little bit of a bobble by Foster. But service is right there.
Yeah. Service just tracing the backfield there. Bringing down number 17. Gain of a couple. Second down and 8. Fake the toss. Medved has open field, and he throws. Catch is made inside the 10. And inbounds is Larache.
Boy, nice job. Good fake. Gets out on the edge, gets his feet set. That's not easy, rolling to your left and then throwing. Put it right on him.
Larache 5'7". But things come in small packages, though. In the red zone. Key for Brook Central as well. Got to have points. First and goal, Lancers.
Oh!
Larache.
Forney, right?
Oh, it's Forney. I beg your pardon. Yeah. Forney
Ooh.
falls on it.
Man.
Yeah. Crisis averted.
I didn't think it was a bad, well, a little bit of spacing difficulty. You seemed a little bit close to him.
Yeah, Forney was almost going forward, Dan. And the toss of Medved was
like right on his back hip.
Right. So a big loss. You're back at the 20-yard line now, so second and goal from the 20. Heavy lifting, a lot of work to do for Brook Central here.
Oh.
Got him on the hard count. That'll get him 5 yards back, get him closer.
5 back.
Second and goal from the 15 now. Mason Medved, a little different packaging than his counterpart, A.J. Seymour. 5'10", 155 is Mason. On second and goal. And first man through got the football as they unpile. That's Lorcher. Minimal gain there. 3rd and 14 on 3rd and goal. And this is beyond the trying to be manageable here. You're close enough for a field goal. You try to get this one in the end zone here, if possible. Lorcher again.
28, Jack Lorcher, the ball carrier.
Got this football down to the 10-yard line. So 4th and goal, field goal unit out for Brook Central. Critical here, Dan. Get it. You go up 12-8. That means Pewaukee needs a touchdown to regain the lead.
Yes.
And Capri's, once again, was successful from 35. Had a low kick the last time he tried it. This one will be from the 16, 26-yard field goal attempt to put Brook Central up by 4. Snap is good, and this one is no good. Another line drive kick. If there was a soccer goal, that's that's a goal, but couldn't get through the uprights. So scoreboard stays at 9-8.
Yeah, let's see if the hold is good here.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
No.
They're having a little bit of trouble with picking the ball up.
Yeah. And you see Medved, he knew.
He knew it.
He gave it the little double tap.
Right. Once that thing's down, you don't pick it up.
Yep. And Mason's been the holder on all 3 field goal attempts. They're 1 for 3 tonight. So a break for the Pirates. Get the football back here to start the 4th quarter. But with 8:46, Dan, again, the way these two teams go up and down the football field, not really electric. So this is a key possession for Pewaukee. Started off with a nice run off the right side this time. Big carry by Jackson Service, doing a heavy lifting on both sides of the football tonight.
Yeah, you see right here, low pad wins. A lot of those linemen are getting under the defensive linemen's pads. Service runs hard.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3. This is Borkman. Borkman. Still run. Still on his feet, and then finally down at the 45-yard line.
What an effort.
He's shown all night long, time and time again. Doesn't go down on first, sometimes second or third contact.
Again, to the right side. I mean, they're just having great success on that buck sweep to the right side, and he does not go down.
2 big runs here to start this drive. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Go to Service again. Just a grinder close to midfield.
Yeah, again, Carter Wellsmith. Haven't called his name a lot, but he has been around the ball all night long again.
Under 8 minutes to go in regulation. Ideally, if you're Pewaukee, you want to use clock, march this football down the field, get points, obviously, and don't leave a whole lot on the clock for Brooks Central.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the Lancers know that.
Yep. Yes, they do.
Looking for a big defensive stop here on 2nd down and 8. Borkman again. Pushes the pile into Central territory. 3rd down coming up for Pewaukee.
D-line did a nice job for,
oh boy,
Wellsmith down.
That's not good.
That's not good.
Especially on defense. This kid gives everybody problems. Gave Pewaukee fits a year ago in the 7-0 win at Pewaukee.
And I don't know if it was Carter who did. Somebody changed the direction of the offensive line, causing Borkman to have to belly back.
Stick around after the game, Dan. We'll have our Jolly Good Player of the Game. It's brought to you by Jolly Good Soda. John Pearson will be tracking somebody down. Right now, it's still up for grabs who that player will be, as Wellsmith walking off slowly, but
that's a good sign.
Yeah. But he will be missed here on the rest of this drive.
Yeah, we didn't talk too much about this. Peter Wellsmith, the D coordinator, he runs this 4-2-5 defense. You don't see it that much.
3rd down. Jackson service.
Oh,
1st down. And a
flag.
Flag. You saw it come in at the bottom of your screen. Play was over. And the marker flew in. Service had the 1st down.
Heading the other way, so I wonder what happened.
Here's Mike Stone getting the word from the linesman. He was along the Brooks Central line. They're taking notes, Dan. That's never good.
No.
We had a sideline warning earlier. I wonder. I won't guess.
No, yeah.
Usually wrong. But. So dead ball foul. First down, Pewaukee.
So it's after the play.
Yeah, dead ball foul. Is it? I got to brush up. Illegal substitution? Is that the?
I think that might have been.
Mike Stone's not Mike, so we. Sideline interference.
Oh.
We believe. So they were warned earlier.
You're right.
Yeah,
Bob,
they were warned earlier.
Yeah.
So they get the 1st down and then tack on 5 more for Pewaukee. That helps the Pirates' cause. They start off here at the 37-yard line. Under 7 minutes to go here in regulation. On the give. And Borkman once again running hard all night long. When you share the wealth in this running attack like Pewaukee does, you're not relying on one guy. You're not wearing out one guy, Dan.
No, and again, that Coach Nellis said, we just got to remain true to our keys. So if you're reading those guards and you're reading your key, that puts you by the ball. Right now, Pewaukee's winning that battle.
Clock rolling here. 5:40 and ticking. Try Borkman, right side.
Oh!
Borkman escapes, and he's in for the touchdown!
Oh, man!
How did it happen?
I thought they had him on the sideline.
Lancers thought so too. We've got a marker down, so hold the celebration.
Yeah.
While everyone was watching Borkman head in for 6, there was a hanky back at the line of scrimmage, and going to be a hold against Pewaukee.
Oh, man.
So wipe it away. Put the 8 back on the board for Pewaukee. And Brook Central stays in front at the moment.
Let's see if we can see it.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Pirates.
It wasn't there. It had to be way back before that.
Yeah. And if it's off the ball, that's really a no-no.
Yeah.
Because that didn't affect the play. Lancers stay in front. Pewaukee football 2nd and 10 now, back at the 37, and whistles and another marker. It's been relatively penalty-free, but it's starting to pick up here now. False start on Pewaukee.
Yep, their own worst enemy right now.
And this is what Justin Frisky talked about, the mistakes. And you can't have them in the fourth quarter. Neither team in a 1-point ball game.
Yeah,
absolutely. You put that under the microscope. And Frisky's going to call a timeout and try to clean things up here for his offense. Because for a moment they were celebrating taking the lead here in the fourth period. Now they're going backwards, back at the 42-yard line. John Pearson from our sidelines checking in.
Sorry, my earpiece fell out. But, guys, sometimes we want to make sure we prove this generation is really going to be contributing a lot to our world. And no better examples than over at Pewaukee, where Andrew Kaiser and Mateo Baldwin Alvarado spent their offseason in the Dominican Republic with their church group, the Elm, over at Elmbrook Church, helping them build infrastructure and actually coaching a little bit of baseball in the Dominican Republic. Not sure much help they needed with that. That's how they spent their offseason. And then there's Colin Bruschi, the defensive back for Brookfield Central. He spent some time on a mission trip to Peru, helping out some underprivileged people. And by the way, he also got a 35 on the ACT and a 4.0 grade point average. That 35, I think the three of us combined might add up to his ACT score. I'm not sure.
Maybe. Thanks, John. That's great stuff. Always love. You hear Travis Wilson talking about the stories off the football field. There's a couple of them right there.
Oh, yeah.
Big story here. Pewaukee trying to keep this drive alive. And look at Borkman do just that. Finally slammed down at the 26-yard line. He got the first down.
He got it. Oh, man.
I mean, this is just your everyday run-of-the-mill, out of their offense run. But Borkman.
To the left. That's all him. Man, that's once he got into the second level, that's all him.
So your head coach / OC goes out there, settles down the troops, and you get the first down. Drive alive.
Fumble.
Whistles before the fumble. Dan was a former head coach, can you tell? Gets all excited. But a false start again. Yeah.
Thank you. If you're Pewaukee, you're going, thank you for making that mistake.
Yeah, that's twice now that the early movement and then a fumbled football after the fact.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so the movement there, the service lost the handle. So backwards once again after picking up the first down.
Yeah.
Now you're looking at 1st and 15. Back at the 32-yard line. Brook Central crowd getting into it. Service. Boy, he had a crease and an opening and a chance for big yardage. He'll settle for about 5. 2nd and about 10. Clock winding here, down to 4 minutes in regulation.
Yeah, looked like he had something there. Again, good job. People coming up. Carter Wellsmith again in on the tackle.
Yeah, knee went down quickly, so it was only 2 yards on the pickup there. 2nd and 13. Doberstein. Where is he going? Going to his fullback once again. Jackson's service. Plowing straight ahead. Critical play coming here from the 24-yard line. 3rd and around 6 for Pewaukee. And look at the time, whittling down.
Oh, man.
Turning into do or die time on what could be the final possession of the night for the Pirates. So they need to convert here. They're watching the clock wind here. And no one's moving. Justin Frisky's looking at the back judge, and now he calls time. So he wanted to kill as much time. He knows that this is going to be the final possession that they likely have tonight. So second time out of the night burned by the Pirates here. A critical third down play coming up. Their kicker is Jack Kaiser. He's got a strong leg. We've seen that on the kickoffs, but he hasn't attempted a field goal tonight. So ideally, if you're Pewaukee, you don't want to test the leg for the first time in 2023. Just try to pick up the first down here. And if you don't, if you get it close and it's fourth down, then that's going to be a tough decision
then
too,
Dan. Decision, yeah. Then I almost think you have to do that. You got to put it. I mean,
the field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get to that, you do. But you know, those guys up front for Brookfield Central and the D have done a great job too. Wellsmith, Robinson, Peters, and Blogg. Now we'll see where we're at here.
Yep. Lancers pinning their ears back. Pewaukee trying to pick up the first. Little jet sweep. Marker flies in. Ball's out. Pile up. All kinds of things going on this play. And it's Brookfield Central football. The penalty is going to be against Pewaukee.
Yeah.
And if they don't lose the football at the end, Pewaukee would at least held on to it.
Well blocked, but who comes in there?
Like 42?
Thomas Bloom.
Yeah, Bloom.
Yep, again.
From the backside.
Been all over the field.
And then out of the pile. Yeah, the hold, we saw that on the edge. And if you don't lose the football, you still keep it with the penalty yards. But Bloom makes the big play. Now they'll try to salt it away and get a 1-point victory here against Pewaukee. And the Pirates only have one timeout remaining to stop this clock. On the give. Orchard. Clock will roll here. And at some point, Justin Frisky's going to have to burn that last one, but they need a stop. Because a first down would just, for all practical purposes, end the game.
Yeah, that'll end it.
Second down and 8 for the Lancers. Winding down to the 2-minute mark. Mason Medved checking that back judge. And when he sees the hand waving, he'll snap that football on the toss. Forney.
That'll do it.
There you go. Icing on the cake into Pewaukee territory. Pirates can only stop it one more time, but if the Lancers hang on to the football, they're going to hang on to a 1-point victory.
Yeah, look, and again, Medved, nice job, does the toss this time. That's the same play that got botched before when they were in the red zone.
And we've got a Lancer down.
Yeah, it's Foster.
Yeah, it's Foster who got caught up in the traffic. He's down back at the 35-yard line. So they've already lost Carter Wellsmith, who got up, was dinged up.
Yeah. And he returned, so that was a good sign.
That was. And now the concern is with number 17.
And that's another good sign.
Yeah. Foster going to get a nice hand. So ball marked at the 44-yard line of Pewaukee. And only $1:44 to go. It has been hard fought. We've seen big plays on offense and defense. We've seen big plays on offense and then defenses step up to snuff out drives.
Yeah.
It's exactly what these two coaches knew this football game would be. You bend but don't break. And when they've had opportunities here in the second half especially to cash in, both teams did that with touchdowns. Straight ahead, Lorcher.
28, Jack Lorcher, ball carrier.
And here's the timeout. Last one that Pewaukee can call. Again, our jolly good player of the game. We will hear from our player of the game at the conclusion of this one. A lot of candidates, Dan. A lot of choices.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, just good individual efforts all over the field.
These are two. We talked about Justin Frisky saying that Pewaukee's been to the playoffs all 11 years previous with him as the head coach. That's not the issue. And Pewaukee will have another strong team that should make the postseason once again. He just wants to see a team that is consistently deeper.
Yeah.
And Brook Central, same thing. This is a team that ranked number 5 in Division II in the coaches poll. They'll make some noise in the greater metro. These two teams, Dan, they have the personnel, the history, and the ilk to go deep in the playoffs this season.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, again, the key is to stay healthy. But as you said in the open, in the beginning of the game, developing these backup players, which both these teams have done, is going to pay big dividends down the road.
Medved weighed back into the huddle by Clay Iverson. Again, Pewaukee out of timeouts, can't stop it. 2nd down and 5 here for the Lancers. And Medved backpedaling, has to finally take the knee to roll that clock and bring up 3rd down. So the young man who didn't start the football game, Dan Brunner, certainly had a big impact in it. In the second half and then to finish it.
You know, and when he came in, he had a little bit of jitters right away, which would be expected. But, boy, come the next series and then the next, boy, he just looked polished.
One more snap here for the Lancers. And the handshake line will begin. Medved, the senior, launches the football.
Oh, man.
Didn't expect to start this football game, but he certainly finished it. And the Lancers, who won at Pewaukee a year ago in this matchup, 7-0, win this one in nail-biting fashion as well. 9-8 in Brookfield is your final tonight. We'll take a break, step aside, come back to award our Jolly Good Soda player of the game. You've been watching the Thursday Night Throwdown on WSN.
I love living in Kewanee, Wisconsin because the skies are blue, smell of the fresh green grass, It's just a beautiful place to live. I love it. You love your animals, you love what you're doing, you love everything about farming, and you want to carry on those traditions. That's why we dairy farm.
Back here in Brookfield Central High School with Derek and J.J. Watt in attendance for this football game. They saw some old school football. J.J. talked about it at halftime.
Yeah.
That this is what he remembers when he was playing, where it's a 9-8, possessions are vital type of football game, and two good football teams, Dan, that just went at it, and 9-8, I mean, that says a lot, just that final score.
Absolutely, and we said it before, Bob, iron sharpens iron. This is the kind of game you want to play in your non-conference schedule.
Joel Nellis huddling up his guys. We're going to head down to John Pearson when Joel is done talking to his troops. But progression. And a 2-0 start for Brookfield Central there as they get ready for conference play in the always tough Greater Metro. And same goes for Pewaukee. In the Parkland Conference, the Parkland kind of reconfigured from past years, but you've got Catholic Memorial in there among other teams.
Yeah.
So the sledding doesn't get any easier for either one of these teams as they begin conference play in week 3 next week.
For sure.
Speaking of week 3, give you a chance before we head down to the field, tell you about our week 3 matchup. It'll be a conference matchup between Wisconsin Lutheran and the Grafton Blackhawks. Grafton, their program on the rise.
Definitely.
And Wisconsin Lutheran, traditionally always good. And so a great way to kick off that conference game. Looks like John Pearson's ready to talk with our player of the game.
Well, the jolly good player of the game, Mason Medved, kind of a symbolic night for how the team performing, because obviously you would have wanted to start the season as the starting quarterback. You didn't pout, and then you were the spark here. What's to say about how you were so ready, and also about this team?
I've just been waiting to get on the field for so long. I got to give credit to the defense. They played their ass off. Our offense blocked like crazy. Many of the plays I wouldn't be able to do without our offense and our O-line. They played their hearts out. Credit all goes to the O-line for that. Their blocking made me run. So, yeah.
Did you need somebody to pick you up, though? Because I'm sure when the coach told you, hey, we're going to have somebody else start, the younger guy, bigger guy, did somebody have to pick you up, or what happened there?
Oh, yeah. A lot of I was very sad when I learned I knew I didn't work hard enough, so all practice I was just training, getting better, trying to win my position back. And AJ's a great quarterback. He's so good. He's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever met. So.
And when you looked up and saw the end zone in front of you, had to make one little move to get there. How long did it feel like it took you to get to the end zone, but to be able to score that touchdown?
A very long time. I did not think I was getting in. I had someone hit my leg, and I was like, oh, and I just stayed up, and I kept going.
All right, let's talk about the rest of the area. I mean, obviously you had to replace almost everybody on your side of the ball here. What do you see for this team when you can grind it out against a team you know they're going to be in the playoffs?
We're going all the way. We're getting that trophy. We're going to work our butts off. Nothing's stopping us from getting that trophy. That's all I can say.
All right, that is the jolly good player of the game, Mason Medved. We didn't know he'd be the guy to start the night, but he sure is the guy to finish it, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you, John. Thank you, Mason. Well, good to have goals, right? Hey, our goal is to make sure you tune in next week for our Week 3 matchup. There it is again. The Grafton Blackhawks against the Vikings from Wisconsin Lutheran. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. Join us shortly before, right here on the Thursday Night Throwdown, WSN. That'll do it for all of us here in Brookfield. It was a little rainy and thundery and lightning-y, if that's a word. So we started late, but we finished strong. For Dan Brunner and John Pearson and our entire crew here in Brookfield, Bob Brainerd saying so long. Once again, the final score, the Lancers 9 and the Pirates 8. You've been watching the Thursday Night Throwdown on Wisconsin Sportsnet. Good night, Wisconsin.